Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What up, my Nanja people? How na day? Wazobia people, how na day? My Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ibibio, Kanuri, Efik, TV, Yorubo, Bini, ah, Fulani, ah, which, yeah, now known as na Boku, say, how na day? I would say everybody did well, you know? So this conversation is part 3 of the Sowore series that we've been doing since last month. So the series Sowore Omoyele, can he win the Nigerian 2019 election? It's a loaded question. Sowore Omoyele, can he win Nigerian 2019 presidential election? Can he? Can he? It is the question. I'm just redoing this video. I just had a live broadcast of this same video a few minutes ago. So, but for some reason the volume was iffy. It was so low. I don't know what was going on. So this like a retake. So I'm coming live for the second time uh, within within 30 minutes. Uh, so I hope this live broadcast turns out all right without any low volume or any complications. I really hope so that I don't have to repeat that online or another live broadcast. So, a little summary of what has been going on or what we've talked about in part 1 and part 2. We talked about all that Omoyele Shure has been doing and talking about analyzing the situation on ground with polls and other analysis to see can Omoyele Shure actually win the vote? Can he win the 2019 presidential election? So that's how what I've been doing for since November in part 1 and part 2. And today in part 3, we're going to, in the same spirit, we're going to do some analysis and what he has accomplished so far to see is he on the right track on winning the Nigerian 2019 presidential election. So that is basically what this video is about. It's an analysis of what is on ground, what has been going on in our in Nigerian politics, and what has AAC been doing, and other new young presidential candidate has been doing to the political story of our country, Nigeria. Uh, so that is where we are, and 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 also one thing I just want to talk about the uh, European coalition of security and democracy in Nigeria, whose president is Frederick Odoriga. In my first video, the part 1, I did mention him because he made a promise that whatever party wins the online vote that was hosted on November 1st, that's last month of 2019, that the European Coalition of Security and Democracy in Nigeria is going to support that party and campaign for that party to enable the party to win. So I checked, I did digging to see if they kept to their promise. I would say I would like to report that yeah, they did keep to their promise. They've made about 2 or 3 videos encouraging people, endorsing Shure, asking people to vote. They have the Bini, in the version in Bini language, in Yoruba language, and probably in Pidgin English. So you can look for those and share with your family members or friends or people you know who will prefer in Bini or in Yoruba or in Pidgin English about the campaign for AAC Omoyele Shure's party. So that is a move in the right direction to ensure that Sowore wins it all come February 16, 2019. And so that's good. So, but one thing I was hoping the organization of Frederick Odorige, that's a European Coalition of Security and Democracy in Nigeria. One thing I was hoping that they did was like more of a grassroots door-to-door campaign. So I haven't seen anything about a door-to-door campaign by EC SND in Nigeria. I haven't heard anything. So if you have seen or heard anything about that, go the door-to-door campaign, like sharing posters, sharing flyers, and using megaphones or microphones, saying vote for AAC, vote for Omoyele Sowore. Now the party, the logo with the hand. That have you, if you have heard anything like that, and just uh, please comment in the comment section, join the conversation, and so that we can keep the conversation going, and stay well informed as we look forward to February 16, 2019. Uh, so, in the tradition of analyzing the situation on ground using polls, I'm going to use the poll that was organized by the NEDG and BON, that is a Nigerian election debate group, in conjunction with the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. So I did mention the poll in the broadcast I made a few hours ago about the vice presidential debate. So if you haven't watched that, please go and watch that video and about the vice presidential debate. And so the poll that was utilized. So this NEDG and BON, they were supposed to use this poll to choose the parties that is going to participate in the debate. Not all parties cannot participate in the debate, because that will make the debate useless in a way. It won't be very quite entertaining or exciting if you have, Nigeria have 79 political parties. So you can having all 79 political parties line up and debating, it's gonna be a mess. Even in developed other countries around the world, they don't have all political parties debate in the national TV. Uh, so that but I was hoping at least that Nigerians, in the Nigerian situation, they can be honest in their polling on how they more transparent on how they chose the parties that was going to participate, because they wanted 5 parties to participate, but how they chose those 5 parties was not transparent. So that is why people were complaining last week, a week and probably a week and a half ago, about how they have started rigging before the election, because that's what it looks like. That is what it is, not just what it looks like. Okay, this is what rigging looks like. Actually, this is what rigging looks like. It's sad. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Uh, there's like rigging the election before the election. Uh, uh, you had a poll that gave you a clear cut who you're supposed to choose to participate in the debate, but you ended up choosing people that did not even meet the court. So it is just wrong, absolutely wrong. So that's the same poll I'm gonna use to assess the situation. In that poll, APC, uh, uh, that is Muhammadu Buhari's party, came number one in that poll with over 2,000 votes. And PDP, that is Atiku Abubakar party, came number two in that poll with also over 2,000 votes. Then AAC, the party we are talking about today, Omoyele Sowore, he came number three in that poll with 1,638 votes. So, um, and number four was ANRP, that is Tope Fasho's party, came number four with about 700 votes. Okay, let me pause for a little bit and compare side to side. Okay, you see, number three is AAC, Omoyele Sowore's party. Then number four is ANRP, Tope Fasho's party. So you see, these are two young presidential candidates. These are the two new parties, although ANRP has been in existence longer than AAC. AAC has only been in 3 months. Yeah, it's a young party with a young candidate for about 3 months. ANRP is a young party, but over a year old, with a young candidate. So, and the difference, Sowore beat the new top Fasher with over 1,000 votes. No, a little less than 1,000 votes, not over 1,000, a little less than 1,000 votes. So that is to show you that among all young new presidential candidates, that Omoyele Sowore is always going to crush them. He's always going to win it. So it is clear that there's no competition between Omoyele Sowore and other young or new generation presidential candidates. He is always going to win. He is going to beat them all. In vote winning, in winning actual vote every time. He's proven that on November 1st in the online vote by the East European Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. He proved that in many street polls by the that I discussed in other video conversation that I've broadcasted here on this platform. So he has always shown that he has a capacity to bag vote more than every other young presidential candidate. So it is not new anymore that Sowore is gonna, it's the top man among all young presidential candidates. So AAC is the party that's been crushing other young and new parties. So basically his competition is between AAC against PDP and APC. Okay, one other side comment I want to make here. I was shocked. I was shocked. This is not a joke. I was shocked that Muhammadu Buhari won. That's APC won that poll with. I was shocked. APC came number one in the poll. At this point, at this moment, it was a shock to me. At least PDP was supposed to win that poll. You know why? Because not just because people are articulating right now, because there has been many allegations in the past. Remember, I gave a little history of debate in Nigeria since 1999 in my last broadcast. So please go watch that video if you haven't. Get a little history in case you want to have a little background story about how the presidential and vice presidential debate has been going on, and has been going on in Nigeria since 1999. So in 2011 and in 2015, there is this allegation that the Nigerian Election Debate Group and the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria are always in favor of PDP. That was the allegation. That was and good luck, Jonathan didn't attend the debate for NN24 that was affiliated to the CNN foreign network, and he said he preferred to attend the one that was going to be hosted by the Broadcasting Association Organization of Nigeria. So that was what he preferred, and also in 2015. So people said that PDP received the question for the debate before the debate. So that was a controversy. So that this organization and NEGD and BON are usually in favor of PDP. So if that was the case, so that means PDP was supposed to win this poll because they are rigging it. They're already sure they're going to rig it by excluding other parties like AAC and ANRP from the debate. So at least they could have declared the PDP as number one party. Then it would be quite really obvious. Then we're going to say, yeah, true. Not true, because they go rig the whole thing. So they just do it that way. So that is that on that comparison. So moving on. So we've talked about number 1 APC, number 2 PDP, number 3 AAC, number 4 ANRP. Then number 5 was YPP. YPP, that's Kingsley Moghalu's party, with about 500 votes. Yeah, 500 votes. Then number 6 was SDP, that's Donald Duke's party, with 400 votes, and for a little over 400 votes. And number 7 on that poll was ANN, that is Feladuro Toye's party, with 400 votes. And number 8 in that poll, number 8 was ACPN, that is Obi Ezekwesili's party. So you see, so we've had the top 8 parties according to the poll, and so from this poll, the parties that are supposed to participate in the Nigerian vice presidential and presidential debate were supposed to be APC, PDP, AAC, uh, ANRP, and YPP. But that is not the case because they rigged, uh, as they put it, rigging before the rigging. So the rigging before the rigging ended up, they ended up with APC and the debate, PDP in the debate, and YPP in the debate, and ANN is not supposed to be in the debate because they are number 7 in that poll, and then ACNP in that. So no, who is number 8 in that poll? So they're not supposed to be in the debate, but they end up in the debate. So this is the discrepancy of the debate that was organized by the Nigerian election group, an election debate group, and the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. So using this poll as an assessment or as an analysis of how well is AAC doing, how well is Omoyele Sowore doing at this moment, you can see he is doing well. He has crushed all the young presidential candidate, and he's close in this number to PDP. He's 1,638 votes compared to about 2,000 vote of Atiku Abubakar of PDP, and a little over 2,000 of AP Buhari of APC. So AAC is doing well. They have been winning the debate. That's why I keep saying the question: does Omoyele Sowore stand a chance to win the 2019 Nigerian presidential election? Is still a yes. It's still a resounding yes. He still have a chance. Uh, uh, he still have a chance. But people, comment in the comment section. I want to hear your opinion and why do you think he's have a chance. I've given my reason. I've done my analysis. If you have a different analysis, a different view from me, I want to hear it in the comment section. And so please keep commenting, keep talking, keep conversation going. We're gonna keep talking about this wherever you are gathered among Nigerians. Start talking about the election. Start talking about who are you going to vote. What is the criteria of you choosing your candidate and stuff like that. This is what is going to ensure that we choose the right candidate. This is what's going to ensure that we choose people who are going to move Nigeria forward. We have been stagnant for too long. Remember in the debate from the video I made a few hours ago, they talk about the economy of Nigeria and how it's been stagnant in the aggregate investment. Haven't been doing great in the diversification of the economy and all that. So we need leaders that understand those things, that understand how to do it, and have the willpower, the mind, like the intelligence, the intellectual, and the intellect, and the integrity. Because another big issue is integrity. Nigerian leaders does not have integrity. So the leaders that have the integrity to actually do what they say they are going to do. Now, talk and do. We need talk and do leaders. We go talk them and do them, That is what we need for our country. So please keep the conversation going. Start having this conversation in dinner tables and when you're playing football with your friends, or when you're dancing, even when you go club, when you enter club, before you enter club, talk about it. When you go church, before you enter, keep the conversation everywhere. I gotta keep this conversation going. We'll have less than 2 months before election, so we need to get rid of APC, PDP. We need to do that. So can Omoyele Sowore win the 2019 presidential election? Can he win it? I need to hear your answers. I need to hear what you think about this. I need to hear your opinion about this. Comment in the comment section. Keep the conversation going. So that is that about the poll. So you've seen the poll, and also one thing, I need a link for that poll. So if you have the link, please share the link on the comment section as well. I don't know what happened. And then one thing I also want to talk about is campaign. So that is one thing that shows the chances of Sowore winning the election. He has been campaigning very, very hard. We've been talking about it. I mentioned it in my last video, and I'm mentioning it again. there is no candidate that has been campaigning as hard as Omoyele Sowore. Not the big parties, not APC, not PDP, not any young presidential candidate. The guy, as of last week, Sowore has been to 32 states out of the 36 states in Nigeria. 32 states. That is huge. No candidate have done it. The last record I heard from Kingsley Moghalu was he said he's been to about 26 states. So 26, 32, you see? I mean, that's a big difference. And not just that, Kingsley Moghalu 26 states is more of town halls and stuff. Sowore has done town halls and he's campaigning, he's having rallies, meeting people in the street, in the marketplace, in the roads and stuff. And we haven't seen that from any young presidential candidate. We haven't seen that from the old guards either. So Sowore has been showing his eagerness to win this whole thing. He compared to any young presidential candidate, compared to any of the old guards. So that is a reason that to say that's one of the things you can think about when you are thinking about voting. Who is doing the work? Who is showing readiness? Who is showing the willpower to lead Nigeria to the promised land? Who is showing that? That is a conversation you got to keep going. Keep analyzing. We're going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. This is just part 3 of this series. We've done part 1, we've done part 2, and this is part 3. Part 4 is coming next month, probably the second week in January. And I'll probably drop a few more videos about, there's a video coming tomorrow as well about the election itself and the voting. Okay, so stay tuned tomorrow for that, and basically keep the conversation going. And if you're new to this channel and today is your first time hearing from me, my name is Edmund Ike, the one and only. Any other mean I counterfeit. I am the original, the number one. The one and only Edmund Ike. Ike is the last name, Edmund is the first name. Yes. I'm going to keep this conversation going. We'll have to keep talking about it because we are tired of the situation of our country, and we have to work together to change it. We'll have to work together to change it. So tomorrow I'll be live at 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, which should be about 11 p.m. Nigerian time. So if you're awake at that time, if you're not busy at that time, come on live with me and hear me. If you're not, there's people that have subscribed and hit the bell button. You should be able to get notification when I come live, and you can come watch. And or if you're not available at that time, watch the video at later time and share with your friends, share with your family. Encourage them to subscribe and keep sharing the video. Hit the bell button when you subscribe so that you can know when I drop a video or when I come live online, because this is always going to be a live broadcast. I'm always going to do it live. So join the live broadcast, and how do you do that? By subscribing and hitting the bell button, so that will tell you when I'm live or when I drop a video. Okay, so thank you for watching, and keep watching and keep talking about the election, keep talking about your choices, and keep encouraging people to stay away from collecting money to sell their vote and sell their future and the future of other Nigerians. So we'll have to change it. We'll have to grab this revolutionary train. We'll have to hop on the train of revolution, and go to the land where we deserve, our country being better, and our healthcare system changing, so that people are not going to be dying from malaria or typhoid or pain, just common pain, and dying because there's no medications and proper medications, and there's no educational system. No, this is sad. Then Nigerians do well in every country in the world except in Nigeria itself. Because there is the environment is not conducive for Nigerians to do well. So we need to work together to build a better country, so that we can have a conducive environment for Nigerians to thrive, for Nigerians to do well in Nigeria. That is the goal. That is the dream. That is that is what should be the aspiration and the of every Nigerian, to make Nigeria a conducive place for Nigerians to dwell, to live in, and thrive. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep the conversation going. See you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 p.m. Nigerian time. Good night.